Based on reports from the previous city attacks, some well-placed marksmen scattered around the city would make easy prey of war chiefs looking for glory into the front lines. Nylia hid on a rooftop, waiting for an appropriate target. She watched as the vanguards collided, testing her patience. As the horde pushed into the city, she found a suitable target. She began to reposition, but noticed a peculiar gaunt figure in dark robes headed toward her fallen target. Planning ahead, Nylia set up an escape route through the house using a trap door leading out to a back alley. As she moved throughout the house and to the first floor, the front entrance exploded violently open from a rampaging hulk of brute force. An orcish warchief wearing a horned animal skull, wailing a guttural sound of tremendous, painful horror. Its face warped in agony, with bulging veins like black spiderwebs, a sickly green glow in its eyes, and a broken arrow protruding from its neck. You find yourselves out of supplies and money, sitting around a table in the candidly named Watering Hole Tavern. At this point in time, another trek across the desert would prove foolish and likely fatal. Though it is not yet afternoon, your previous night journey has left you yearning for bed rest. You debate what your next step should be.
According to the map, if we head north along the river, it should lead to this port town here. From there we can get on the ship.
Oof, that's a lot of distance to cover.
And then what? We sail away from here? Leaving a trail of dead behind us?
That horde can't go on forever. It may be large and fierce, but a real army would crush them in battle.
But there can't be a force of that size out in these wastes.
Nylia gets up from the table and wanders over to the bar, where a pair of men are getting a head start on intoxicating themselves for the evening. Nylia reaches for a coin purse sitting at the man's side when Garrik comes behind her and guides her away from the counter.
Look, I know you're tired of running, but this is not how we solve this issue. Not the life our comrades would want us to fall into. We'll take turns resting, keep our heads low, and we'll find some kind of work to get by. Maybe we can escort a caravan as extra protection.
The afternoon passes with Jekk and Nylia resting, as Garrik offers to help the tavern owner with odd jobs in exchange for leftover food and permission to loiter. Nylia switches out with Garrik eventually, so he can rest for a while. In the late afternoon, you hear the sound of sobbing coming from the street outside. Jekk and Nylia peek out to see a group of disheartened travelers. Their clothes of lesser stature, suggesting they came from Akfur. Among them, you see Zeed, with a distant look on his face.
Zeed? You're here! What happened?
Zeed snaps out of some kind of trance.
We left a few hours after you all. I convinced some of my neighbors who saw how bad a shape you were all in. No one else seemed to be able to comprehend the reality. Those who would hear me just seemed to pray. We were already traveling when the attack began, but the screams got up to us. When I looked back, I could see a faint glow below all the smoke. One of us ran back crying for his sister still in the city. But what more could I have done? Please tell me.
There was nothing more you could have done.
Yeah. Look at these people you've saved. Gods, you must all be exhausted. Come inside, get out of the heat. We can get some food for you all.
Your fears confirmed. The horde has taken the same path as you all, avoiding a more populated civilization. Akfur has become the fourth city to fall. You are joined by a small group of refugees in an unsuspecting city, which is likely the next target of the warband. What path do you take?